Welcome to Legal Matters. As soon as you join us, share the program for us. One share a day. Keep ignorance away. Knowledge is power. The application of the knowledge is powerful. As soon as you join us, you share for us. Today, we're going to be looking at the powers of the immigration officers at the point of entry to the UK. Whether you have 5 years visa or 2.5 years visa, you have visited your loved ones, returning back to the United Kingdom. Can the immigration officers stop you? Can they interview you? Can they cancel your visa? Can they suspend your visa? Can they revoke your visa? The powers of the immigration officers, entry clearance officers, and your rights. Do you have to answer questions? Can you be detained? Can you apply for bail? Good morning to you all, and thank you for joining us. Good morning to you, Mr. Big Adams. Share the program for us as soon as you join us. While this song is playing, let's take the opportunity and share the programs. Good morning to you. I hope you are well. By His grace, I trust you are doing well. As soon as you join us, share for us. Thank God for the gift of life. Beatrice Adikako, good morning to you. And thank you for joining us. Today, we are going to be shattering the myths of immigration. And thank you for joining us this morning. Knowledge is power. The application of knowledge is powerful. We thank God for the gift of life. We thank God for looking after us. And we also thank God this week has been a fantabulous week. It has also been a week that the year 11s, the 15 to 16-year-olds, they've also sat their GCSE or O levels in this country, the United Kingdom. We need to give thanks and praises to the Lord Almighty God for looking after our children, for protecting them, in their short lives. And we know that He's going to do more. Today, we are not going to be too long on the radio or on Facebook. The message that we are bringing is very short and it's very, very simple. And someone will say the myths surrounding visas and the need for people to travel, i.e. the psychological need, or maybe the social need for people to travel whilst they have 5 years visa, 2.5 years visa, and so on and so forth. I need to come and explain this today, because the amount of pressure that people put on others for them to go back home once they have obtained their visas is unbelievable. And some people have gone to the extent of, in some cases, manufacturing their own theory as to, okay, all right, I'm getting messages, interesting messages. Anyway, yeah, so by all means, it is what it is. We thank God, and my job here is to try to explain to people what the legal position is, and they can then make up their mind as to whether they will travel or not. But all that I can say to you today, they say, "Ekwanimu ayetro papa ekwanimu ayeshi." Enti ebesremo se u tu kwan nanim se enye essential memum de madwene mu ekire me se tena ba bi dwene wo ho. Aya na yennuanum bi ekeka bibi se wonsaka enkrata na chinchine ese wutu kwan. When tu kwan ya yanum adwene yom say something is wrong, and intina go into kwan no. I will tell you plain that is far from the truth. So when tu kwan ya obi ani reason tia wutu kwan. Enti uni reason bia na eye force eye compose you say ese wutu kwan ya na. Sisi ameno ka say last Friday de mi bia na ese bi jai na me ko ewiebushen baby a etu a ebesi no na kakra bia mani hu ye no eye more than enough. Ana de matete for the past 3 weeks enye easy. Na yenyanum bi ebre pa. So we twa kwan be 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours. Na afi waba bedru a ofi se wasumba bejo no. Na afi no ubedru a eno so proper interrogation. Interviews akesi a ekoso wo hono no. Na si busa wo asemba ko pe na wano kofom pe na enumum ababe ye nyina so na ababe ye atete ene koda ena. Sisi a meken ye twa bi mudim. Kasi ye twa bi mudim am ye sure say metiefo motimase wo hono mo na ne kasa ni bu ebeka ne kasa koma. Said ya de wo nyina ne betimi aka na aye afutuo ama ye nuanom. Aha, enti obitimi ba obedru ene questions upon questions. You busa the questions is na no kofum ba ko pe. Yes hey ye nyam obua onkrata no ya suspend menye adwuma be report ada saying if you are na ese woda eni se ukọ baby a so restrictions ayama bill no ye de beto so no eno amu kra no eye adwendwene kese pa na sese no eme se target nyina akoye sebe omom kita emfie num no ye nuanom mom kita emfie num no so kita emfie num a menua mema wadwene enye wo se wawie me de me ne wa tena ba bi dwene ho sebe brefo se brebre ama ka mane ama na wanhwe yi obekọ obeba no na afi no ekwan mu na ababe ye ekwan pi akwakoye ye na SMP me kai se obi a okoye okọ menko na sometime na esi owuo esisi aso obi aka bibia wantie okoye ana kwan mu ye begina no no ana wo hyehye no 2 days na o hye efi ho no na minim se baby a ewemu hye ne besi no se osusu efi ho ai de nkrofo dem menui eda ho for 2 days ye busa na questions a wo so ye mumu ene won kasa se ne lawyer pen wo de wo mi na no na sa strategy no one ne di bo ano because akoko bi na no kasa yem san kototo bombo to wo no enti omo ye ne dien o se ne lawyer ni ho a enya de obekasa omo ye ne dien o se omo amfa obi a wote be kasa ama na enya de obekasa enti 2 days no otwirim o se me go kasa na go kan bibia menka dabi ene nka de besi bi ansi ene wo ye din sa ana eja cobra de wi ye ho ana chese one lawyer kasa ema yesi enya time strategize no ene bibia ana chese yetimi editwe ni pe ya ne ho ama asema ene wasan ni ti ani saka na fibo yi na de mesre ne se ye yi ni pe ye no ana buza ne se nti da be na be sa akọ wo se me forget it se me pa me sa akọ bi da bi se me nsan ka ma fibo pa dia me nko ba bia na buza se de benti e de pa na e pushiwa okoye wo se ai enkrata yi unya bia obi an bushawa oh na wakọ aba indirect pressure ana ema ne koye enti na chese okọ no na chese no mission dia pressure for the man na wonko eno na eye de ema ne de koye na obeye na esem ne beto no kwan so no ti na ni su seja no so eye SMP enti de betimi aka ne se ye nuanom se enye ade pa eye essential a lo ya dako me de efutu a mitimi de ama ne se tena ba bi dwena ho because ekwan ne so anase kwan ni mu ayetro se kwase kwan ni mu ayetro a enye easy nya Friday yi enra mani ko hu bi se plane be land pa na ye jini pattern at one time akugina one side now questions upon questions se wan hwe yi na wano ekot fom pe na afi no eno so akwakoye ehaw na akwakoye SMP ama eno ntina personally me advice me say sankebeya obi kan ye brebre ama anka amane so ama enti no monye careful sa akwantu no sisi ya free Europe ni mo ni de ene afi na eba be ye west eba be ye gidi ewo kromu ano eno ntino ene topic am pese me the powers of the entry clearance officers. Se ukitan krata na nye afibo anase se ye afibo empo na nya British nia de ewo se umune se babaka they have every right to stop you and ask you questions. Sebe so ye British ni mpo a yetimi gina etoto wano, especially if they have any concerns. Ese ebi obi use passport anase obi se oh ye drugs anase ebia your the way you are going and coming is unusual. Ebia within a period of maybe 6 months. Wakwaba be 3 times. A banisana unse a bit questionable and you're normal. And therefore no, they could stop you and start asking you questions. And anodi yemfanti etimi pa. Then him say ubusa questions. Now say unim se sebe wankasa wadwene no memory very very bad to say the mediate hanama. Na actually say menko ha wo because memory no bad and now say your memory retention of information is not as good Then we are very, very careful. Because ebia adampo a wushia wo yere onkai. Ada wushia baby a wushia wo yere onkai. Sebi ebia adampo a ye wo no onkai na woda. Na unye obi a umemri eguda wanhwe yie wo de asem ana ebema wo ho. Eno nti no de metimi aka ne say wankasa ese wuhu na hu se de wusitie. Sebi me se me fie nye nti me se me bre me ho aye adwuma. Se wonim se wo fie nye te se de me fie nye ya ene tena ba bi dwena wo. Enye compulsory say onsa kan krata e wo se mutu kwan eno de se nkofoti ase yi because ebi mo e de ahye bi mutiri esa wonsa kan krata na won tu kwan ya na okwa akogye wi indefinite e raise suspicion minianom sansem no enye ne kre ba ko da eye enipa adwene ana edeka sebi adwuma ya yache enti ye wo mu experience kakra obiani wa wakoye application ese ode pe afebo you refuse an application because we're into kind of it. I've never come across a case like that. Now, emom, so one show who see now uko pieko na oba near Bikidao a quem near Busa wasem. Na say went to me and Casay went to me and sign Umuya. A no mum na Edian a cofa and some Edian a bro. Timeshamupi. Yemfantu yetimuye yenya very, very careful in the sense to say eye adie bia ha adwene kakra in the sense to say emre pi no utu kwan na wo ba wabre obedu airport no de umpene so babedu ne ba betwe akogina nchen na afi no ye ba be subject you to questions, questions upon questions upon questions eba sana ha adwene Sebi ono beti fia. Yes, oye oyire, yes, oye wukunu. But enye bibia na obehu afa ne ho. Ana enye bibia mpo na sebi say edu mpo na yebusa questions a obekai. Enti de betima ka chemi ana say brebre ama ankamane ama. Sebi unya 5 years, unya 2.5 years na so to ba bia. And say your friend is saying say reason bia mine. Ese ewose utukwaya na chese ehu ehia se obede ubetukwan na debiam kasa asem we say yes akwantu eye ema a good experience ema utimi explore na de metimi asa aka de so say enya compulsory say chinchini a ewose utukwan emra bia ni we say yes you must travel enti eno yenhwe niye na se utukwan na se wo babaka immigration officers to me ben na omo ewo woso to me ben na immigration officers ewo so eno na eba beka ho asem omo to me esa obus omutimi gina wana omo to me se oba omutimi ebusa wo questions ana omo to me say oba yebusa questions na anko ya ombetimi atwa ovise mana omo to me say oba na say omo gina na say they are not convinced ombetimi atwa paper mana say ombetimi suspend o paper na we nyina ye enema ye ba beka ho asem ene na ye di hu nkomo na uhun sede omo powers ni city a na wankasa no utu kwanya ene na wa prepare unim se untimi prepare so a na wadwene ho na wa ye very careful because say enkrofo paper essay pa twa na yitwam na lawyer for so de ebebo ye homodin bia as much as we can na omo ye twa omudiem omo de ya suspend no ene omo wo how mu nyina no ye bebo ye homodin bia na etimi ayede yetimi ayede aboa wo enti ene tina ene me ye topic yi na ne bo wan pepepe edwumadi na eba na wiye na ya sorry so edwumadi ebi da bani this week so ma bre pa this week na me bucket one no me 16th birthday ana no say the graduation enti no na say it's been a very, very, very busy week but nyame adom yetimi afani nyina mu ama ene yesai etiasi enti no ene dwumadi a de bremo no yemfa sa nwum yi na ye fa nwum yi a na aferi dwumadi na hyehye so enti no ye di nwum yi famu na osuso o share program no emaye. So be more pressure said to go here. Now I can say you are Unim say o bro funya. That was you want it. O bia di fi asa. Abia ese obi fie no. Eyo obi fie ye. Yes, I dare so be fear no, and you'll be fear you what it. But now what? Now I'm going home. Mr. Watcher, your church. Mr. Watcher, feeling your one. Yes, I got them. Yes. If you are so to want you know what it. Then so be yet to be the hook of pump will be. And such young way. Me and I pay what it. When it's so fear ya. Now I get on more. A hand time. For be come and kiss me a copy. Obi ba entimis me baby otu anu agero ho ate obi ani di fi asabo enso shewe enfenipa enso she ne fenipa enso nyinu ane fenipa eripa na o ma pressure se ko yesi bi obe mo no onu na siro no. Yes, Thomas Frimpon, the boss, I knew was a munsuma me. Entino, a viasu way, or why not wash your umusuye. Or why should be a free? National be your bedroom. Sa and crata pass on sabe can be everyone, sir. And I can one son can be grand anke. And crata ninya edin. What wouldn't him a car a womb? Sabi home office fees. Lawyers fees are betria. Se ukompona se wo bana send to kwan so a. Wo be friend ya da kwam de me fanche wo. Yes, I will charge according to my hourly rate. Law Society, or some media chokra, may charge you £250 per hour. Entino, se oko boka, na ko pre wo ho, ana meko. na wo call na wo ba na so brofo ka se de media yinken ne be gina wo kon so ne ejojo asisi amene wo ken ekwan ni so ayehu ekwan ni so ayetoro enkrofo ye twom nkratam ahomete na ahye me ho saa be 3 weeks ni na eno ade miama ni gani minka so obi say eno miama ni gani I had to cancel appointment and go to baby a ewiemu hyan ni besi no na kakra miama ni hu ye no enipa mobo papa enkrofo kem some kasa o mo kema you be shocked ma me pa pay sa esu ni bi na manfo su no baby a ewiemu hyan ni besi no na enipa nsehwe enipa mobo I'm telling you aye bi mu akaka bensam kokoti o makwaba o 3 days ago and I'm quite me buy eso timi kofi eso kochevie say me no get a British passport o obedru wiemu hyan mu no aye stop no obedru on ma scrutiny won husa enti ono ma indirect pressure no a wo fi se chinchina eso so ko no wan kasa busa wo ho se ukoi se ubedru kwan so na se asem to a wo okamani ana se asem to a wo okamani ana anasa asem to a wo obi obetie wasem ana. That is the question so busa wo se wonim se wo fie nya te se de mi fie nya ya sebe mini 2.5 years na metim baby tama mini bi kura no na metim baby na eba ne sen ene se afedi ese nya mfie num anase ye 2.5 years asa ye de enkrane egu yachi ese chinchira mimro chinchira minko obi o wa sabi ne lo ya fi kura wontui eso onyesketi mi kotwa print ticket so okọ Ghana okọ ye de so a oni no botaye bia eno ane se me kọ Ghana. Personally, the only explanation of my suspicion eye enumdwa se obekọ fie na onso de ne ho akọ kire se ono soso koya ono soso aba na amansan hu say yes ono soso ekoya waba. Okay, fine. Ubetimi akọ ye show tanga ne guo no na obeba no na afi no usika ukọ spend ye na edu asa omsoso nkopɛ ma no obeba no ne ma pɛ na ate wani so sebe do okodi ye na ebetwe ho na sa wo ba na so beduru bibia mu hyan no ba bi esi no na se ye gina ho na se fofia nto ata onkrata ye kotwam anase ye ko suspend no na se in a worst case scenario utra nye yempo na se sade wo kwa busa wo se wo ba bite busa wo se ahokyere ne ba wo obi obeboa ahokyere ne ba wo obi obetie wasem. Some questions where this is a hardcore question, sir. Before so betu anamo no eso busa wo because the many ko hu na enran masa I wish you said I could record it. I wish you said I could record it na kama bo na nkwati because I na say a futu en sacred nipa jiten so hwe ye adwuma ensem ni de ye hu bi de bia ye ti bi de bia course ye nya every week about enkrofo just stop home for the past 3 weeks, you know. I'm not adding to the point he said Miss Minya phone calls nibi I don't have the capacity even to take on the case. And just to make a change if I say offer lawyer for then I will recommend other lawyers to them. Sebe and yes can amimpo schedule be ape na emom se obi wo ahokyere mu all pello yam na in the case in 10 amane pia ba no bibi dim say adwuma yi sebe madam Roma ebu me so aye bebre bi o me so eti whereby in my soul and in my heart no say I don't have the capacity to take on more cases, you know. Me feel say it is only fair and it is only just SMA fair case, you know, ama other lawyers. Now sebe so answer akon omano because yentimi justice and law yentimi fa yensenifa any yensen bonkum any di at the same time. Enti na se wa fra ye na se ya refe obi ama wa eno nkyere se yempe business no yes ye pe business no na embo edru baby a eni se woye adufrudie pe edru baby a we need the number of staff to cope with the workload I was say usutimi ye de wetimi ma unu ebi so ensa ekona no na ono sitimi ye adwuma pa e de boa ye nkrofo Ghana fo ana se obi biara warefe obi a ye ntimi anji case ni nyina no enye se sebe e bia ebu yeso emu yeso kra eja empeninfo se epo ewo hoyi ensuo to na se egupumu a enya dia eye mada sana etie na embom yejuma se de sitie no some cases needs urgent attention ehia urgent attention ni dia eba ne sana aya na we tend to refer to other people ebia omsu betimi aboa adwuma we eden adwuma eden pa enafom kra na aya na mompaebo ana de bia no ema ye vim ene ahoden ani nyansa ema yetimi ebetena ha ayetimi de ye adwuma yeguso a ye emre nyinara na menim say dipan bebre so appreciate what we do, you know, and we thank you all for your continued support. Wom say adwuma ne ye ba mesoso no membe say ye nuanum bi anase obi biara anase obi mpo eba koto amuhiahia mu because how de obi animu akope na de bia no ana empaibo aye bone se ma how emetu obi a anase esan emetu obi a enti no we eye devil na yebo ekwan ni mu ayetoro especially baby a ewiemu no ebesi no eho etoro pa na ediabe to me ana entry clearance officers no omu ewo ayana emrepi no ayana aye bibibi a entiase enye adwuma in some ways na ene mebebo ne tofa. I hope say by summarizing it, you know, ebema na very simple ama yenuanum nyina atiase enti no ayana enye se per se say ya targeting because ebia ufri Africa eno enti enye sana etie na emom eyomodwuma no moye omoban ho omoban eho ban enti se obi biara oba omanimu biara no sebe yetimi stop no ebusa na questions se behwe mpo what do you call this guy, what's his name, Mike Tyson emrebi na obekromu a obedu airport yes sign no emane kwa America omo born back ewa brempo a so we American citizen na say obekromu a you don't need visa and so Mike Tyson yes pamo no obedu kromu anu no enti UK for the massa memfo mu ni agro because many tea and etiti o me na me ka na sem nana kojo frempon a wonyan ba bi ko osese e kan broni ono ani English broni wate se e kan broni a ono ani English broni na me de manu besia me kan too much because many tea a cheye pa what dey hwe o market worry na the whole world omutia enso na orulu obi wo Australia na orulu obi wo Ghana na orulu obi wo America the whole world e ya o mantintim ne kra no this little island ediomo so da entinkofo we o mani tie no enye ne o na ayana eye Misri tanta with me tie obi ano emrofo de o magimi o hwe broni agimi broni wo ya de obi hwe odi o se wo di Europe be swing ya o di Europe de be ma na wa wo de swing na so de show kon wi a ona bonsa bruche ye mpa acho emrani diwa ekromu a wa be hu say yes no be joke anointina every Saturday ye ba no say de ya ye betufo na mo fa mo ho enkoto ahoaho amu na say how be amu enti no say immigration officers, entry clearance officers na before say me koso no ma me explain this idea we if we be entry clearance and if we be visa se ka say entry clearance no say we ba bedru port of entry na ye clear wo ama wo wurem ana say umwurem eno na ye friend entry clearance no visa eye permission a wakwa akoji Ese udru port of entry na. Yema omo kwan ne wurem. Enti se oji visa na, it does not guarantee your entry. Enti yentie nie pa. Salam alaikum. Maria Sander. Say entry clearance. You say, yeah, clear at the entry. It can be the port and it can be the airport. It can be the land port. It can be the seaport. So, you know, a very important services are distinguished side two-way na yati. Entry clearance, a visa application, is part of entry clearance process. Because you apply for visa ye permission, and now say, and krata on sabeka a chrese ubetinya presented at the entry clearance say when your permission say be room. Nemum say ubedru entry clearance point ho. Now say visa officer and now say immigration officer is no conveyance. The immigration officer think otherwise. As the terms in which the visa was granted has changed. And as the terms in which your leave to remain is no longer applicable. And as or suspected it was obtained by deception or by fraud. A honor asemutinito. And to say, oh, Baby room, ukita 2.5 years, ukita 5 years. Now say, oh, Baby room, they have absolutely every right to stop you at the point of entry and ask any questions which are relevant or reasonable. And it is a unya visa ni wia. Men ya wagin say we smart, we sharp than your lawyer, than your sponsor. And your mistake you nanu bebre eye. Okoje visa na visa ni nyansa. Esa ni lawyer. And in the lawyer abwani mpo ama ni saka visa no. On kan kire lawyer no. Oh yes, ebi atome. Ama enipa no obedru airport aye stop no aye interrogating no at that point no and na gesha say ye adwuma. He called me yesho say and your phone calls, relentless phone calls. And ni yesho no me apologize say na mkofa phone call no e dey ba asema enipa we ba ya stop no lawyer ye nya wo help and I'm say hold on o de meka wontua meka. Number 2, your friend nipa so meji visa na kra no wo hu nyansa anka nche me say visa nipa de amanipa no we twa ticket e ma na eba obedru airport aye so ni mu de wadwene ahase ye adwuma wa be fa phone air frame. You expecting me to be available 24/7 but you don't pay me 24/7. The job that I have even done, you haven't paid me. But you expecting me to drop everything and come and help you out. Do you think that is how the world works? The world doesn't work like that. So straight away, I say, you know what? Before I talk to you, pay my balance into the account, and then we can start talking about the work that I'm going to do for you. I always say this. Jimmy for a bini trust me. Jimmy for a bini uno be delia. Bu on your practice said you see boo mona. Because ubu nipa to say to see boo mona. A nipan so di boo bema. Name mom sa umfa a boo a many pa. A problem. Yes, a cramine or the Nibra neka. Because say one me afa respect how many pana in pan bed the boot amount. And any person say onya de a boni free wope. That's it. The person lose trust and therefore the person will not even bother anymore. It ever struggle p. Say unim say when we jere when you kunu down for whatever. Transparency is very key. And very, very important. So to kwa important. Untimi na wojere uni wukunu entena kromo na motwemanso utu kwempa won kan kire no na se woba na se wuba ye bechi wo airport de a ene na wadwena hyase ye adwuma afi ahantan a wanfa nkra ni pon se okọ no ye bechi wo de ahantan na disappear wa humble yourselves because say na ni braba afi do ni bekasa aye enema ekosupi. Because some performance are so much, me say we dey wo be jo te say car tie. Airport war, immigration for san answer so much. Massa, any pay mobo. Because in Jamaica, and even in Dinko, so where do you live? And I'm saying it's a Croydon. I said, what? A road boy? You live at Croydon? You don't come there, star. I didn't say, I said, share, big house. They do upon Croydon. You don't come there. And therefore, I said, Croydon, Croydon. On pe Croydon in Crash, on my honor. And sana etie. And immigration officers look at their powers. Today, a barber share or more powers are or more. Dear Ombetinia at the airport. And then, dear also so all rights. Now, may yes, our program wing, and a foot to a palma unianum. Minianum, a best repeat. Say, Omujina wumpo, now do fee say, Onya comfortable. Ese obekam potokasa, because a potokasa, a bruni kasa. Nafisa onya comfortable. Kacho mo say, omumpe interpreter no. Na maybe also and answer sometimes so interpreter no mo pe bi omu nya bi ti na se bi ja se ko baby only say be delay wo kakra mo na emom wo ya wo ho se wo de wo te brofo wo ti ni kasa na afei no yebusa questions na wo tutu bi guo na tutu bi guo na tutu bi guo wan hwe yia eno no e de ensempii ana e de e bebreo because you also realizing they say more information about you. Ebia ada onu kru ware ye. Baby a wushia no. And all this information they have it. Now if you have a busa now I feel refi. Ufi say we dey o ken bia akọ dey besi dia na asi. Wan hwe yi na akofa ensem pii aye abrel. Enti the mechanic say one immigration officers omo powers no ana ye ba beka ho asemi. Enti ene yenyi asum na yentie nie pa. Se ohwe the Immigration Act of 1971. Eno na ema immigration officers the powers to detain, to question, to subject someone to medical examination, and so on and so forth, if they are coming to the United Kingdom. Na se omo be United Kingdom so a aya emre pi no aya na enkrofo bisa said na se nipa yi owo kromu adada owo nkrata enti adentina ye gina no ase busebusa no questions na policy ana meka ye no section 7 of the Immigration Act of 1971 and no na set up powers immigration officers no ewo a ombetimi enforce at the point of entry. Na me dede bia de mechanic say se ubeduro na se gina na se busa question a say we firm ana e we say we strong. At the same time so no you have to be respectful. And you're very important because obi on adwumam na se ukọ kire ne se una ye boss a ene ono so ebe kire wo pa amohu se eye na adwumam o tumi. Na emom obi nka se ko jeja wo ho because ye nuanum bi aya omu jeja omu ho dodo aha ma wani nya den eno nche se ko ye rude. That is what I will say. The kase moni nya den a yen ka se ko ye rude enti de meka no immigration officers powers e dia ma wo mo ohwe Immigration Act of 1971 section 7 8 9 10 and my Secretary of State, you know, so many powers. Obet me as making more powers. Ama immigration officers. Sasuna Oshe the immigration rules in my part 1. Leave to enter or stay in the United Kingdom. Section 7, and I said paragraph 7. Na say na iridi, na me kind of potokasim. A person who is neither a British citizen nor a Commonwealth citizen with the right of abode, nor a person who is entitled to enter or remain in the United Kingdom by virtue of Section 3ZA of the Immigration Act of 1971 requires leave to enter the United Kingdom. Under sections 3 and 4 of the Immigration Act of 1971. These are the powers. An immigration officer, when admitting to the United Kingdom a person who is subject to immigration control, under that act, may give leave to enter for a limited period. And if he does, may impose all or any of the following conditions. 1. A condition restricting employment or occupation in the United Kingdom. B. A condition requiring the person to maintain and accommodate himself and any dependent of his without recourse to public funds. C. A condition requiring the person to register with the police. And D. A condition restricting his studies in the United Kingdom. Also, he may also require him to report to the appropriate medical officer of environmental health. Under Section 24 of the 1971 Act, it is an offense knowingly to remain beyond the time limit or fail to comply with such a condition or requirement. The time limit and any conditions attached will be known to the person concerned, either by written notice given to him or endorsed by the immigration officer in his passport or travel document, or in any other manner permitted by the Immigration Leave to Enter or Remain Order of 2000. And when we go to the Rule 11, a person must, on arrival in the United Kingdom or when seeking entry through the Channel Tunnel, produce on request an immigration officer a valid national passport or such information required by the immigration officer, if so, and whether on what terms leave to enter or leave to remain shall be given. This is the problem for a lot of people. The immigration officers have the power, inquisitorial power, to ask questions, to inquire as to your admissibility to the United Kingdom. And therefore they have the power, notwithstanding the fact that you may have a visa. If you have a visa, they can still stop you and ask you questions. And even if you are a British citizen and they feel, they suspect that something is not right, they can still stop you and ask you questions. Where Darko have been stopped before and have been asked questions before. I did not see what the big deal was. I spoke to them nicely, cooperated with them, and within 2 minutes, they let me go. They realized that they were stopping the wrong guy. I was able to interact with them, tell them why I've been traveling, so much within a couple of, months. It was about 6 months. And in that particular year, within that 6 months, I traveled to Ghana about 4 times. And as a result, they were curious to work out as to why, I'm traveling, like that. Because where do I live? Do I live here? Do I live in Ghana? What is it that is forcing me to travel within, a short period of time like that? I was able to speak to them, explain my circumstances and why I was traveling like that. And they understood it because I had perfectly legitimate reason to be traveling like that during that particular time. So that was how it was. So now we have established that immigration officers can stop you because they have the powers under the Immigration Act of 1971 as well as paragraph 7 of the immigration rules. Now, the next question is, if you are stopped by the immigration, what is it that you need to do? One must never forget this. There is a common law principle that even those who have committed an offense, they have the right not to incriminate themselves. In short, we call it self-incrimination. You have the right not to incriminate yourself. Yebeka say, "Owo hu tumi say wan kasa won kasa na won fa ohu enkoto asemu." Sana etie. Say even empo say wabu mra so a emra no esa ma wo right ana say tumi ese ubetimi decide say won kasa. Eno nti say immigration officers empo use the Pays Code a Police and Criminal Evidence Act of 1984 as amended. So almost rely on the Pays Code to caution you. Obekacho say you have the right to remain silent. The same thing also apply as a police actual. So police actual and also under the Pays Code conduct, you have the right to be quiet, not to talk. You have the right to get lawyers to be involved, and you have the right to seek legal advice before talking. You have the right to communicate to someone of your arrest. You have the right, to also contact your embassy if you need to. And if someone is accusing you of anything, you have the right to know what you are being accused of. Enti yenye practical examples. Mi fi se enu mumpe boye nuanom pi. Na se msi kan ye no programs bi say no oh yeah. Ewo se uye ni nyansapom na etiefo e de omo adwene asane. Sana ye be ye no because 77 lo ya da aha me nkoto ketema o. Ensa ko se ketema o. Na mi asa ka hye so sa ko pege o ma me kan ho. Eno de enyeyie sa. So la da ko se mo yemu empo eya na nchese be fa me yereko sana etie enti edruwa bi a ese ye hye bi ho ntoma na ye frefre bi ho na yetini ekoyeni yefa ni say what you kwan akogana oba no ba bia ewiemuhye ni besi ni yagina ho ya hyase ebusebusa questions bia brofo omo kan kran onte as an example ayana emre pi no ebi madwene omo say Same kasa tentem na me dom pe me de moma ombeja me amako udi agro me kasa no be start no be se abrochiri ye mpacho emre ni diwa na ediw opa onana eye hwan opapa eye hwan emre ni diwa ye mfa ho nchew eno de you face the law enti eno ye nhye ne so na ye mfa ento ye tirimu ye eno etoa trust me no one will have sympathy for you. And no dear, fashion wagging. Enti the young fan say, "Oh, Bano, Bibi Ababeto, a quite beto, so. Was I she, oh dear mia, Onkwana or Honomo, Ebi at the time, no unilo ye be so. Sese was why she, Umudia when you're home. A banisana, Mahonia had never justice and law solicitors. Nemum dem de man in the e free. Obi enka say asem ento. Na asem so de he enipa na aseboto no. Unim echina asem. Ena ye ni na nam ya ade beche na asemato obi. Enti enipa de oh ho a you prepare as much as you can. Enti asem ba na oso wahu de obeye wo. Enti say immigration estopoa. What are your rights? The first right American wants and the right to remain silent. Se police impo estopo na say yes achewa. You have the right to remain silent. A Cromwell Emra any common law say you don't have to help the officers to build their case against you. And it is immigration as suspected bimpo about you. You have the right to remain silent. And yet the right of common law when you are asked questions. May do be the example. As we drew airport. Omoya ne dean also on kasa. Se oni ne lawyer en kasa ya enya de no be kasa. Enu nti airport wo detention wo airport wo na. Om de go to 2 days also on kasa. Omoye ne dean also on kasa until say Oshisha ni nieme yi. Mene ne spouse eko ho no. Na ye call eso no. Oman ka so me ni interview. Ye drew am so. I say your interview. Obey so ente brofo. Na be da in interview. Enti no as a legal personnel no. I also explained to them. I said so you be interview pa. I was a woman nipa no asutre. I said eba be your interview. Now one can she. Osi nipa ne fa ne yeremra. Enifa de ne yeraba odu asemba be your interview. Said the enko ne sa. Enti ne se sama be so ye dia. Ene eso mada foforo. Se otimi mada foforo de na be so chinchi na be so ye interview ne dia. Ene be so pi. Interview no ye pe interpreter. Ene frantic phone calls. Ye fra boabo. Ye fra ne 39 steps. Ye fra Ashton. Ye fra Zabunzongo. Ye fra Bantama. Ye fra say CPC. Ye fra ye nya waso. Chese baby ano afi no interpreter. Enti na chese ato de eden na enipa no e wo se yeyi no na ye di ne befi. Kasa wan kasenti ankofa asim bia amre no. Nemom se bi na kwate brofo ana o ka ne brofo na o wigu so. Ana ne yiri baas na ne yiri so e ka brofo na o wigu so a. Ene ka interview no ke be ko so basa. Na interview so de srimdi ka sika ya na te sense so hwe. Otwu mu tan wan hwe yi wa no befom. Ono kofom peso so ba ko pe na wa no befom no. Eno na ye de be ye nyina so e de akofa asem abrew. Enti ye ne yi de onya ne ho tete otimi sanity epie. Enti se kasa me ma examples a eno de eye bebre. Now we a very typical classic example am pese me de to amanfo anim na ye fa ho adwene. Enti se ye chiwa eno ne enkyere se chinchina wonte brofo a kedeke e wo se wo ka brofo da bi onte brofo a onte brofo ye fa ye additional. They told you have the right to legal advice or entitlement to free legal advice. Enti se woni mrani ma ubetimi I insist ese ope emranim ni am na ye de am na chiro mranim ense na ono mbekasa ono mo akasa. No. Se kasa ya arrest and I say do detention. And also no, you have the right to tell a family member of your predicament, your detention and your arrest. Baby adu ko bia so no, you need to ask them so that you can tell your family members so that they can get in contact with justice and law solicitors. Said the bit in follow case me up. Let me charge you. Sasuna, you have the right to get an interpreter, and I say interpretation. Remember what getting you say chinchina eso kasa because brofo kasa nika ede pa. One shey the ebe kan so what getting koyo adwen fofra edeba koto hawo mu. Edeba beto amani mu. Ti ba srem so fi se brofo no enkoya na fa nkoye ferry. Enkoyi there is nothing that you can do about it. Entino eno no be bold na ka chom se brofo no onte ope obi o kan krom kasa obetimi a interpret ama osusu no benya wasomdwie because okoya won se ote brofo na se nipa ne kan sisi so na ohwe brofo ne gu so na afi so kototo papa so a by the time obenya okamani esa omeka wasem ma no contradict ho na wabuni se abujen na akoye ensempi na akoye pasa afi no obenya okamani no na wankasa no self incrimination wankasa wa say wu case obefa ba yada ko a ye be ya famudie na emo se wu case a emane ye den to get you out ene se wankasa kra na eso wo mfaso enti ye mfa nto yekirimu yi emre bi wo anasa sometimes if he say ye kasa anumom ebe speed the app ama ye pie ntem ba wan hwe yi a wo de wano ebe yi wuka enti ye hwe ni ye very very important ese ye de betu yekirimu na sa points we are make kan one seven you apply you toss you say ya stop na say you busa questions either say ya chill and also be so detain you have every right to ask them the reasons for detention and I say the reasons for the arrest, because before some be now the person must have reasonable suspicion, and I say the person must have reasonable reason to basically to stop you, and I said to arrest you or to detain you. The person can simply not detain you, arrest you without any good reason. The person must have reasonable suspicion or reasonable grounds to stop you or to detain you. And therefore, no, say ye jina wa, wuna ese obusa nipa ne say me pa ma cho, adenti na mo jina me, adenti na wo che me, adenti na ebia obusa me sa questions we. You have the right to ask those questions, because say who ebe fa lawyer. Now one man lawyer no information biana. How do you expect the lawyer to help you? Am I a human then? Then mom say we bold net you say the right questions, say you have the right information and also so aya it's me boa I come out for am I to me can was mama. So you choose so you have the right to contact your embassy and tell them about your predicament and also about your loved ones, and you're very, very important. Sasuna say a you have the right to be informed of the length of time or detaining you for. And I say, Omo Echo, what is the deal? How long are they going to detain you? You have the right to ask those questions. Sasuna say we have medical assistance. Memfa nya akwadworo. Obi o honma e bia ne past life and ne past experience wa fegem pa. Enti eba ne sana e bia de ne kwakoto detention no, it can trigger something. Eba ne sana you need to tell them. Enti your medical history de bia you know just say tibia bia wa fem bia na your detention will apprehend it, and I say will lead to serious adverse effect on your health. No, you need to tell them, let them know, so that something can be done about it. Also, you have the right to be served with documents, the reasons for detention, and so on and so forth. And you know, say, you know what? Before some friend lawyer no busa immigration no, I just have information we you know. Say yeah, lawyer no everything aye fast. Etimi ekika job. You have access to evidence. Say ya chill no more sign people bia, and I say sign people bia, and also my lawyer ni aware. And you're very, very important. And I say, oh, sign people bia say won't you need to make it very clear. I say you will not sign it because you don't know what it is. Because maybe and I say sometimes will be on ma otimi eye otimi frey wakako sign ade bia woni de wasign. Afina no ba frey lawyer bizan say o ma me sign ade bi. Minim adekra me sign na lawyer unu adekra me sign. O sign so lawyer ni ho. Wase awie no. Ah lawyer anyone. Na ba be busa ne say people be na wo sign. E wa breso ni po ma sign no gina won nche. Enti na bi won ma e say ye fast e wo ho. Enti a very, very, very important SSR right way ye do betu yetiri. Enti say ye chill na say ye do ko detention. Ya ma sa right way nyina. Ye do ko detention. A dear right now war as a detainee. And also if I can wasem. Ye fa enyumi entwam ye ba na afi yatoa program neso. Very, very important. Now me fa no musu kakra. Weather no enye easy. Amakasa say umakasa kakra bia now your throat is dry. And you know, ye dey nyumi ntwam na che say leso vede ape ensu kakra anom na ye de dwumadie no ahyehye. Enti yefa nwum we na yekoye nim. Yes, asem to a one why ana eyedie ebebo. And let's look at this. You find say a chill or prison and I say or detention. Again, what are your rights? Yachiwa, you have the right to apply for bail. No doubt about that. Now, oba be bail. Say oba be application for bail. And no, esa unya 2 referees. Enipa 2. Ebe jinem amount. Ubetimi your application for bail without any sureties. Ubetimi your application without any sureties or referees. However, sewunya referees aya epoa. And my court not assurance say ye UPA ubetimi ayedien. Ubetimi a comply with bail conditions. On top of that, it is also no. Referees seems to be making sure say you comply with bail conditions. Now, I won't be here say, "Eso nya baby a obetina, baby a obetina." Ana baby a obetina so no, they will impose restrictions. I say with that. If there's a change, you have to let them know, and so on and so forth. Yeah, you free bills so on beka say they be report to, and also so ewo economy. Now. So ukita 5 years, and I say 2.5 years. Now be drew airport very important and a critical. Either say they have the power, either say o visa no, on be suspend the visa no. And I say on be visa nim, I revocation. Enti oya luckier, they will simply give your visa back to you. Enti enono yemfanti echimi. On an event, say you revoke and I see a suspended. As we are sharp than Kumu lawyer. When ye a dear as what the tin fee a dear grow. Member obi man no say pocket lawyer no metro say kuyesi. One ye ovesa and that's it. It will be gone forever. Now what that I will say to you, they say a banisana kumu come in tentem. Men starting process no, they could do baby more dear after na akakopo come in. And your mistakes go for be retire. Oma do case kone na baby mo na basa ama case na apa scary no na fe lawyer de ama no lawyer so no they are very busy enti no say e ba ne sa no na say lawyer no oni time pa obeka cho say ebia ontimi enso case ni mu because e ba ne sa na de waye nyina no the lawyer have to go back to pay from day one de waye nyina no examine papers ni nyina be pem baby a wadri enti sa take you 6 months. And I said 1 year to do your own thing. And I say, a do stage B, that's what the lawyer Bema. They were taking 6 months. That's why I say go through everything again. So lawyer need new resources or the best head you mana a be a problem. And I say all resources in the time over spend yes, I'll go through everything, you know. Or be charge you. A banner sana so because a lawyer no SCU or charge you do. But in your lawyer for because the SCDR no, I was say or side or say go through. And you will pay. A Janet de so now a lawyer obetimi ID edi now fight amount. It's immigration officers, they have the right to stop you, they have the right to take your visa, they have the right to suspend your visa, and therefore no say what when we him say you know oniamano 777 oni kun ono jere e problems a na nim say your friend na oba and I say your bampo ne ba be nsempia na kese eho no no not just say why dear why you know now it's me do obey na edamasipi and then me person program no ebe too long because of other business here I need to attend to enti ene the mechanical powers of the immigration officers e hon sense no the meeting aka ne ho ano no na yenuanim bebre so e de baba to manim about student loans. Say ombetimi apply for student loan na ene ampese edi hu nkomo kakra bi yenuanum pi nyame ayo madom omotwa 20 years okrumu a ama sese no omososo enya omuste a ombetimi ede ayede yin ombetimi atene krumu a na bibra frame abusam se omobetimi ayede yin ombetimi ako school ana ombetimi ako school ana asma omu ebusame no na enembe ma general information kakra na hopefully no ebeboa yenuanom pi because obi on ma over the ability obetimi I do well in education na amani ene abrochire ehun N70 ama sese no opeso ko university kra na ontimi nko because of the circumstances enti no ama enema aye edin ama no na ene ye nuanum bi so apply for student loan almost so no home office and I say student loan company no actually almost say almost qualify for student loan na ama omagene eye omagene yomu you know basa as to whether they qualify or they don't qualify. Now student loan politics you know eye bebre kakra eye nwona kakra but and then pese eligibility no pese ye hwe kakra na afi no ebia entiase ebeye adwuma ama yenuanum ebimu enti student loan eligibility eno na ye ba beka ho asem na to make things simple ne so no student loan calculator no me de ato comment section say hwe program na on YouTube oko comment section honoma me de calculator no ato honomo o click here ebebusa set of questions. I will give you sets of questions and also so no ubetimi ayede afaso a calculate ahwe so ubetimi age student loan na eligibility no ana mpese meka ho asem kakra bi ene awie na se ene anopa yen hwa de bi wa okay the eligibility why not qualify for student loan now obe qualify for student loan now it be dependent on one the university or the college that you want to attend, the course of study, and whether you have studied at a higher education before, your age, your nationality, and your residency status, and on it be determined as to whether you qualify or not. Now, you know, generally speaking, say ye full-time education to do your first degree, for example BA in criminology and criminal justice studies, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Education, then you qualify for student, you may qualify for student loan. A foundation degree, you may qualify for a student loan. A certificate of higher education, you may qualify for student loan. Diploma or higher education, a diploma national certificate, a higher national diploma, an initial teacher training course, an integrated master's degree, a pre-registration postgraduate healthcare course. If you are going to do any of these courses, then by all means on a full-time basis, you may be eligible to apply for student loan. However, if you are also studying a part-time in any of these courses, and also so you may be eligible. A first degree, a foundation degree, a certificate of higher education, a diploma or higher education, a diploma of higher education, a higher national certificate, a higher national diploma, an initial teacher training course, an integration master's degree. You will be eligible for a maintenance loan if your course is in the United Kingdom, and one of the following applies. A first degree, an initial teacher training course, and so on and so forth. But I think where a lot of people have problem is their immigration status. So let me just skip and go straight to that. After you are maybe I'm for not to for 30 minutes. 1 o'clock pepe Yensha immigration status. I wanna aya edi yenyanum pi enyapa. Profobia contacting. And no, they are having some difficulties. Now, surprisingly, when I researched into it, I came across a say what in a promo for 20 years. Now I apply for leave to remain on the basis of your 20 years long residence here. This application is successful. You qualify for student loan. And student loan, as we call it, it is not public funds. It's yenyanoma. When you use 20 years, Edianya stay no. Mention, remember what you say you don't qualify. You actually qualify, so you can apply. And in terms of immigration, non-nationals are omutimi qualify for student loan. Yes, sister, you are living in the United Kingdom as an EU national, Switzerland national, Norway, Iceland on 31st of December 2021, or return to the UK by 31st of December 2020. After living in the EU, Switzerland, Norway, Iceland, then of course you will be able to and you have been living in the UK for 3 years, then you can satisfy the residential requirement. Also, when you're a refugee or no family members, you qualify for the eligibility requirement in terms of the residence. So, a grant to humanitarian protection or no family members, most also no more qualified. Migrant worker or frontier worker from the EU, and also more qualified. Child of a Swiss national and your parents have settled or pre-settlement status in the UK, you also qualify. Child of a Turkish worker who has permission to stay in the UK, you and your Turkish worker parent must have been living in the UK by 31st of December 2020, you qualify. If you are a stateless person, you also qualify. An unaccompanied child granted Section 67 leave under the DUBS, the Dublin Convention as amended, then also qualify. A child who is under the protection of someone granted Section 67 leave, you also qualify. If you have been granted leave under the CALI leave to remain, you also qualified. A child of someone granted CALI leave, you also qualified. You've been granted settled status or indefinite leave, you also qualify. You've been granted settled status, you also qualified. You have been a family member or have been granted leave under the Afghan relocation scheme, you also qualify. You have been granted leave to enter or remain in the UK under the Ukraine family scheme, you also qualify. You could also be eligible if you are UK national and you are either under the age of 18 and have lived in the UK for the past 7 years. You are 18 or over and have lived in the UK for at least 20 years or at least half of your age. You also qualify. So the student rules or the student loan rules, you'll be surprised. Someone came to see me that he applied to one university and he was not granted. He was not given the student loan. I did tell him to try another university, and surprise, surprise, he tried that university and he was granted the visa. So all that I would say is never give up, keep fighting. You never know, you're gonna get it at some point. Now, let me just take these commercial breaks, and when we come back, we will then activate the telephone lines. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We will be back. Never be brave ever at the same time. Let me try and sort this out and start again. And until there's so much going on. They meet me, I can say, don't give up. Immigration and as a student loan, a drew no mama you're confused. Obeka just say you don't qualify, we say could be you're so qualified, need the amount. And you don't give up, keep pushing. And also, if they make a decision and you feel say decision is wrong, you need to fight them. Don't just give up. And rape, you know, and before give you up. Or call your catcher and say you don't qualify and no castle. You need to be able to get them to send you the reasons into your own qualifying. Or Sakana say one tia or dear bra, they be who ye, if me ashe. See, I did me fight money here, we will fight for you.
Megaful, we yamaka, wow, dying papa be our Ghana.
Very something, which actually, maybe I will be a
senior, will bet Manisika, say yes, what
Yamo Yako,
Paradise City.
I like your bush and
Yako, Upper Summer, Community Standard, Executive, Semi-Executive Quality Buildings, Yeni Paradise City, Yawa Homa, it says the dear brochure about Ghana, your payment terms, no so, and a phone book call, open self finance, and as a mortgage, Paradise City. Our telephone numbers, UK, +447 908 475 802. Paradise City. Yejuma pa Magana yefe ankasa.
Restaurant. And we say, now what's what, and my Dania, now what's what done it. Say, Yentin baby, as I India, a pat food. What if you really for his not yet their bro fee? At this Uber, a parcel, a apps, and phones with me, and one say what download app. And then the open beer, I was a fresh food, a pat food. And me coffee. It's the same thing. Maybe I won't get it. It's one thing, a pat. Fresh food, so say, and my breast swatty. I dear Yapan is what point you my banner, Benasa could kitchen as I be, or Banasa Bema. So said, I have fresh food, I'm a brand of swatty. At the Ghana, Biana Ben, I will pay. Say about Kurikuma. I'm going to appear. Before the apple crack, an answer to phone like soup. Why are here? A $2 apple, after an answer place to a restaurant to do one was empty and found on the baby will be a so north, south, east, west, access, baby will be a debate media. We have 3 apps. Number 1, I have fresh food for customers ordering food. 2, Ayapa store for restaurant owners listed their restaurant on Ayapa market platform for third food to be delivered. 3, Ayapa driver for those looking for extra income if they have a car or motorbike. And no call a yam so what car, and now motor, and now bike, now one landing, now pay extra cash. No, but dear, the first number 0203 6206 129 or 07884 202 338. Ayapa EYEPA fresh foods downloading in the yard. Ayapa market, one-stop market, restaurant on the hill.
Amway, a company kesiye. Omodini mapa abedaso. Omoni many be a health product, beauty product, and a home care product. Omo health product ni be a vitamins and as a food supplement. Beauty products ni bi enso omo enku ana semna ebema wo honam atoso really atoso sen no be no me omo home care products ni bi semna edi huhuru kukuo mu ni edi twetwe adwaye en emu de ehde wo pe bia no wo betimi enya bi ewo Amway se ope emu nsematie ana se wo pe bia to a yesre se Fre Owura Emmanuel Eshon was 075 076 30487 075 076 30487 and I also say I bear for a man signing time Cassian so Ubekunu o machina pine www.amway.co.uk/user/ms. Na ofre Owura Emmanuel Eshon and also say wo tools and sa Eko Amansantin Cassie no so website and so a Omanu bedinki tampon fe and nona ora Emmanuel is so Becca say and they're not online.
Miniaba, any mammy busi, or yet more see, and no pebiera miniaba, sorry, I'm what dini no could on complaining that and who to Sansina Mebra will fit any or twinging, no pejanting, the keg Massanicity, that be beerano, the what in Dende, Niamere, or store, Moody, Mayere, and sorry, I'm a pa and class in a near and I said, no, we are ready. Son papa, Nifia on time, also complaining that and will be any or sorry, I'm a pana, no fancy kind or conif, me, a comet. Maybe my mayor, me can use Name acti, Name come back, Tabiano, a blam de Madame. Nanso men sorry that no cranka say no baby me ni nyina say your secret and tasem e yadura e de boy oba ni nyani kowa mesha kwani e yadura onno a ebo ni padua no e ma osi pi usita me kanfo ama o say won so no kowa mesha ni bi na ba bua na abo ni obusu na yare da ho e ya nunum bi na obedia danse
wa UK obenya kwa mixture e wo Ghana Market, the Heart of Africa, ground floor, shop number 138 Church Road, Nisden, London. Obetumi afore 07514-433-148 and as 07464-636-604.
Kowa mesha abusuan amintase Miniaba, any mammy busi, or yet more see, and no pebiera miniaba, sorry, I'm what dini no could on complaining that and who to Sansina Mebra with fit any or twinging, no pejanting, the keg Massanicity, that be beerano, what in Dende, Niamey.
Nyama domboko nyama kwaze nyama de so onim party na la so be fa mi ko ya abayo de ko shia nsa abayo se nya ni nkata ma no na get nti yo na wusi abayo ma party asi ya so nya nkata ma ojam am so bi bopu ni me de me hu ya we di wasa bom bi mo e be fi kese so kote to ko ni
Ejawo
ko da unya na bopu me ya ko ma tu
Nada majira preacher bom da na mpese mbebi
what you akuma minsu nyina yefi ho because if you can for
na ada moti ha mo ntwa na moda so tefi hai
now you know me kan chiro e na unya so koyen gata mo bi obi de so oyo kekura
yo mesremo pi ewi ase de obi ene ho chief asem pakodo enemre mu so de obi ene ho betena ho ama ta bada ho so owon kame enu ti mesra wo se bank ata asem ko ande a na se wuni krata wo krom ha na wunya krata mesra wo adwuma ba ko pe ena make am for amount enu ane justice and law solicitors lawyer ye fe no obenda ku David eho ena owo ne ba immigration sem landlords and tenants family legal documents civil litigation wills and employment issues ni nyina papa odi hu djuma ewo ho na mesra mo baba betu mu ne America tire bu mo fa mo mabo so mo tom
na wo kai papa otimi akonto ko nyina ma ye se bia obi adi usika zo on be so beti ani so otimi ye ko adi
ni nyina lawyer benda akudi ni nyina hu djuma na ne ay mani ka awon ho ne se wo ye ntoko chan se ba mra mu dia so waje wase ne so onwie ya papa onyini sa emfrase
pacho hefa no azina so wo no
yo me pacho obemu justice and law for ewo Unit 35, Hero Link Business Center, 49 FR Road, Bristol, SW2 1BZ. Now the telephone number in the 020-7738-5841. And I say the mobile number 075-3896-9589. Miss Snow, and then they said the immigration for senior blue Krumhano. Share and one travel armor and for now quiet. If you feel no good, found cat as Ecuador justice and law solicitors.
Hey, Ojam, also see you more the way you are on IDSC, the woman I did have back with coffee. And
if she penny will finance out of a bad yinchi. And I'm saying, lawyer, bend that call apart on horses, but what young Ghana 43 wunti. Maybe there be a free and upper dubako, equable, a riadonko, lawyer, exna, a fidia, a fire life radio, so, XX, mem, our into a free memory that a benjamin that can be, and for video fire life radio, let's see a lawyer, and a emremun sem, our hope. To clean up radio, justice and law solicitors,
Well, you 20 minutes. You program no banner. Say opese wo fra number no ana yede ato comment section wo no number ne 07538 969 589 ebo 1 pepepepe na che say yede dwuma no eba na wiye enti mentwen ema obi emfre ansa ense na wafre ye money thought one thought na yetimi fa obi a telephone call ene. Hello, first caller.
Hello, Lawyer Daku. Good morning, good afternoon.
Good morning, good afternoon. Now, Patrolling the Senate Castle Free.
Indeed, Christy, we are from Scotland.
Hey, Madam Scotland, British accent.
Don't start, please.
That's right, Orlando. Abrabum to say.
Mr. Texas, 7 Wadish.
Aye, me Sunday be back.
That's why you mean in the hospital was anything.
Hey, that's a more.
Before I make a son, and some I can't pay your mamma. Because what can be my mama say? Well, like that woman, you don't have money. That's because. Ni papa we share say to kwa pa Yehowa na so obeti ma se na em se ma kan be o mo sanga na se bi o ma na ya me won wan say obi a me free say mama be do Scotland han e di nwa ma bre ma so the lawyer na say e bre no ha o ma sanga ko ma lawyer da happen. This is a mystery. It's very a mystery. That's the pretty effect against so no be a no better say be on the national. That's it. Christy say, then that was lawyer. The question I need be the second one is say, so be a nurse, a Ghana, maybe about holidays, Olympic Games. Now, fair by a dream say, the nurse on some call Ghana bill, name more per se or apply sponsorship. That were insider, no the year, and as a support worker, obey me. Ayana.
Emrano Emma home kwan sa.
Okay.
Why, Tino, the aquene say, South policy way, omo de buy to stop people from using the visitors route to settle in the United Kingdom.
Okay.
And Tino, so the visitors, but they are no matter what, you know. I was a call back, so person would tell man. Now I acquire the right application to come back in. Name say what the visitors about. Na say ube wo ewo kromwa. Na so benefit a British passport there. Emrane say under Article 8 human rights no. Ubetimi afaso e de I pay asetina ewo kromwa.
Okay. Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye. There will be about your money thought. Yetimi afa obi a. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
The family. Santua. Now, the same beside the Kakra. I'm on Universal, you know, now, due to illness. The same beside makes me the boyfriend about for visit.
Sir, who benefit is what and no interest untimi invite obi ma ese ome visiting. Name I was able to demonstrate to the entry clearance officer and he said, both of you could afford the trip. Both of you could be maintained when he comes for the visit now. Anna Obasoswa, there must be evidence, say, Oba Obesako, he must have an intention to go back. And Enona Eyeki. Because obi on ma ebia apart from universal credit no ebia osaye adwuma kakra esa aka ho ebia the income no is more than reasonable to be able to afford the ticket and also to feed the person and himself and herself and the children. And nipa no is able to present evidence say oba obesa ako. And so to be convinced almost yes, we will invite you for a visit.
Okay, but on any panel, so so any adwuma bia so o wa obetimi approve a na metimi aye sponsor na sise
ubetimi aye sponsor no ba se nipa no enye adwuma na onye hwe na wotifie just like that eno no emma entry clearance officer no from view say the person is a high risk because onye adwuma he's got nothing to lose. There is nothing that will entice him to go back. So that is where the problem will be. And so yeah, Jumama will be for base 6 months in put. Now say a man of holidays. Fair enough, and you'll get me idea. Abba, now at least and look more convincing. Why?
Okay, but one question to say for someone or someone. Oba ya na we nature settlement we date no that night nature for Italy. And I say obi say as obi obeti be depend on book. And why you refuse to besides say obeti ni bo within say on obeti be afro but on you see last week no see e no all be mo na on ti member na wa for it no see me be some man say oh no so it's me fan lawyer na obeti ni bo na.
Unfortunately, you see, say any panel, say any panel where any sponsor, say onyene mami, and also onyene mami, and I say ni papa, emfa, because under under settlement scheme, any pre-settlement scheme regime, it does not cover extended family members. It only covers immediate family members. And on top of that, time my next uncle will apply no a chem. They say, oh, a very good reason they may consider you for late application.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Bye, Charlie.
Bye for now. Okay. Well, with Tina, I'm on for Frepa Timmy Alpha because of say I can only take one phone call at a time. Enti utia oso obedie ubetimi idea oso ubetimi afre number yedi edi juma no eye 07538969589 oso ubetimi afre men twen ema obi emfransa ense na wafre because ene yetan no eye crucial ebo one pepe yedi jumadie no eba na wiye. And this is the time I was so afraid. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good afternoon, Lord.
Oh, good afternoon. 12:48. Nampacho did this and I can say free. Wafra Abba Abasaki Yanko
Abasaki will make up that miss me padama kamadas medas Yamishopi. O Sunday, they catch up this year. The old war is simply an old teacher, not in a cacra. In your market, no, ye. If every fair no man, why ye must be Yara to me? My end, you go to me a day. We have the victory. Intia Dasipi, Yamisho.
The Yamiasi.
Yamisho, no more quadrant. No quadra more. The BBA, on ye insura. Onye mama nkote onye shira mo bia obaba wuche bia
yeda wasipi ana yeda nyame ase eso se aba ye victory idea amount na dia ni gie ene aso asoso no omane mrem emamo abasaki na mote ne nka no yeda wasipi
yo yamisha.
Bye bye. Yeah, 10 minutes pepe. Say opesa wo fra. Also ubetimi afre. Ebo one pepe. Ye di dwumadie no eba na wiye. Ceremony fia no. Ebo one pepe so no. your phone's in now, so they go off. It's a one more friend after one, no, and you're being it is over, friend. Yeah, this is the time. Yes. Program Bokwana, I am from Quanity. Sam, it's here. Nana, I phone in and unknown it's here. Yana, ya de Bremo. Nampacho did say, body, no body, no body, and your uncle. That's right, Masuma. Masuma. Nana could see your uncle.
Sometimes so bow, me say, it's me say, maybe I'm not sorry, or so I'll be here to say, we are one Christmas, wait for school, be at home, master. Maybe I'm not saying me, be a community and a kind. Say, me, you're messaging me opposite on me, figure. We come and watch this. We cannot have a letting Yaka crack on over your message. It is idea. I'm glad for the buy and then one chong, no more prepare, most of them come up, but then the only now quite is better.
Yes.
That's
it. That was
it. For your good work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Nana Akosia Jankroma, the first I'm in Canada. Nana, thank you very much. Bye bye. Thank you for listening. It's here for also person fra Akwenya wo also betting your free. You will bear 9 minutes. Now you did you medie no I day abane we say wo bibimpo na ene topic na enye eno ho asem de kan na ubetimi afre se woti kromo na bibimpo na how na wohia mo bi a se yade a mintimi mo ampo a e bia betimi a refer wa ma obi a ono so betimi ayede aboa na ekrom na se ewiase de eye ejijajija onama na do ho aja because unim ada obehia mo bi a obi hye tokro bi ma ono so ebe de obetimi aboa enti sana etie obi abaye mfa no. Hello,
good afternoon, Lawyer.
Hello, good afternoon to you. Nampacho wane ka say?
Mami me boat mami ka say free Dawson.
Mami boat ma positive mami yankwai.
Na Lawyer when you chef ita ide na chetu when you ajepa.
Many dear ajepa. Nyame adom yeti nkwan.
Pokero na maso. Well done.
Aye.
Well done.
Oh, fighting.
Ugu ebaba wiase na Lawyer usua di edu ekira no when you ajepa.
Sa.
E che sika kura.
Then yes sir.
Lawyer be dire omo wo krom ha. Wo mo ye lawyer. Enso omo ma entimi sua de.
Ya se no.
Ya na ya re. Why you are dear pa na me de as that kesi be my good wife. Why you are dear kesi pa na me shira no. Enye man nyina ra na lawyer. Said you will cover up and down. Obetimi nya kukudro. I share kwalai. I'm your homework.
Yes.
I put to everything in time. Why you are dear pa na me shira na pa.
Yes.
Enye man nyina ni timi yes I no man will be
David.
because me your body but you mu nyina and it me shame palaso and wo mutimi sua de care your grandmother wish you very well and well done big well done na lawyer me sama da wasi betre just be who asked the dam and find you na this week why are you pa ama me pa what should a papa we your lawyer
if I say we ya
me de ma for one say nya abotane who be follow ye and one day now the be know as so back for years no no sign will crack on a man no sign will crack on a man now who choose your man and ye who friend phone call ta na ye duma lawyer why ye ta obi e bi some say na lawyer yi abenti na ye dey phone see star lawyer bi a sample ni so now the sample why she would ye so and I mentioned in front of say, yeah, what the lawyer back, or down.
That's right.
Who but plan and no cheer with Sika, now the manner. No more set down for, mobile conqueror for group of, yeah, Jim 150 pounds, 200, and one but Nama donut. Yeah, 5 Panama, I feel good to her.
I can't say anything.
Which means a wholesome.
Yeah.
And to lawyer, I sit that catch and come my mammy, my what man in a vision. I'd be a phone call, just a minute. And just a minute, not the enemy Saka. I mean, she'll be 3. Yet there was 50.
Yefa na se
Aye.
Aye, I mean, OD 16. OD 16.
My good wife. And I can hear parents, I hear my name as boys there.
Definitely.
I'm so proud.
Aye, na se nye di Benjamin. OD 16 on. Yes, yeah, that was OD 16 on Monday. Osho. Aye, tiye de nyame ase. Osu betimi afre. Now one thing I make can say ewiase wona mona hu obi a fani die ma no. Obi wo ha ebi obeba wo office anaso obi hia ne baabi. Na ebi a say the we see address impo no wadwene mo no. Na afi say onye wo bia. Na you be surprised. Ese wiase obi a ete na dwuma mbrofo. Ana se wo hia wo bi memfa ahantan ene ebia wo tibie bi mu a wo anase tibie bi mu a wanya na memfa nye ahantan engu obi so because you never know tomorrow na ewiase na ehu yie obi wo honma onamo a ase onamo basabasa enso na woni ni tibie bi a ode nam ho no enti nipa de wo ho a obi a behu ni bia no na udi ebu ayede na udi ebu aman. Cause who knows tomorrow? Nobody knows tomorrow. And he said, "Opesa ofra still you go so air mo call ye wo 2 minutes. Osu betini afre number no 07538 969 589 Osubeti afre say obi amfre na say bo one pepe ye di jumeno e ba na wie ye e ba ni e twa na so ye fam peja ye ho yes kofi mame me chakshia e wie so we frau me saka wo kra no sanete Professor Ofra number 07538 969 589. Christiana Baden, we wish you speedy recovery. Lucy Adamabuate, the church of Bebia Wobia. Thank you for tuning in. Papa Kwame, thank you for joining us. Vanessa Santa, I say I have a question for you. Find the question away, Vanessa. Coventry now. Your church of Winginara. Mr. Emmanuelation. Mr. Amway. Your church. Mr. Frank Kwame Owusu. What's it? Your Oja dem. Mr. Kwame Poku. Oh, Poku Major. Wolverhampton. Onyumye. Yachachia. Uncle Ato Armstrong. Baby, I was so biara. Yachachia on the area. Madam Abasaki. Victory is yours. Yachachia. Baby, I will be around. Only a Musiani in our Apina Chaymensa was a Jacksha. Thank you for your support over the years. Madam Kate Osua Donko. Kofi Mami, Yakshaksha. Sheila Baker was Yakshaksha. Mr. Dutako, baby, I will be around. What's your church? Top one, Cynthia Ober, and your good. Also, your church. Mr. Michael Upper, yes, I should get down. Yami Enshram, Nyame enka mu nyina mo ho. Na de dama ko so biara. Onyama mo. Ye be yesan. Ye ebe ye musuro. Ye di ni moja no. Epadi nyina gu. Monye enshira. Ema babusia. Monye enshira. Ema mo community. Monye enshira. Ema mo mind. Namya sun biye kamu nyinara. Yes, yafanyi mkasa. Yafanyi diani. Yafanyi diana. Yafanyi kaya naisa. Yes. Yes, Pastor John Edwafo, your church, Jimama Payno, Baby, I will be around. Greetings to you, Mr. Jeremy Pocket, was your church, Asaphocatress. I need to call you this afternoon. I know some of our Shemacha. Send your penny for Diana. Obako Egaria. That's a watcher. Namobemumu. Aha. You're not going to see who you are. Salatia. Maybe I will be around. Your church. I can see a notch. Maybe I will be around. Yes, you're soon being down. Yes. Mommy patience will say. Maybe I will be around. Or him up in Charles. The church, melting kings are. Yes, region not touch it. Also, the church, maybe I will be around. That boat. Mechanic saying, Martha baby. The church, maybe I will be around. Thomas Murage. The church, Mr. William Asari. Yes, I hear them come in. Yes. Mantian can be a man. Not just somebody I can next week. Yankopon Asia. Until said, you be sharing next week. Yes, Asunji and Kamunina.